It's World Championships time, and it's a big one, as a lot of Olympic qualification spots are on offer, and there are plenty of gymnasts who are wanting to be competing at Paris 2024. There are 9 team spots on offer, and I'm going to explain which teams have a chance of qualifying to the Olympics and who will join the 3 teams who qualified last year. Hello, and welcome back to Leicester. There's a huge welcome to my new feature, Road to Paris. This is going to be where I talk about all things going to the Paris Olympics. It might be different to Road to Tokyo, but I hope you still enjoy it. So I want to start the series with staying with the theme that you know me for. So to start the series off, I'm sticking with the theme of this future, and I'm going to discuss Olympic qualification. But this is just going to be all about the team event. I will discuss which teams have a chance of making Paris and who I think might just miss out. So to start with, I'm just going to give you a brief overview of how it works. Qualification to the Olympics for a team is very simple. So you have to be in the top 3 at the Liverpool World Championships in 2022. These countries that qualify were USA, GB, and Canada. This year at the Antwerp World Championships 2023, it's a bit different. This is all to do with qualification, so it's nothing to do with the team final. It's simply just 21 teams fighting it for 9 spots in that only round of chances. There are chances for individuals, but I want to focus on the teams. But I would recommend checking out websites like the Gymternet and the Band Stream Situation and Melcount, and also many other websites like FIG, because that tells you how individuals can qualify to the Olympics. I think it's very interesting this year because there has been, a few injuries which have obviously might have dragged some countries' chances down, and that can happen. And obviously I remember back in 2018 when GB lost kind of all 4 of their best remaining gymnasts all in the space of a few months, and but the stars we had were brilliant, and we still have Askin and George May Fenton now competing internationally and are in the British team for Worlds this year. But also these teams who are injured could have gymnasts who could later become future stars, and I've already seen that with Morgan Nassik from France. So just because they may have a gymnast or a group of gymnasts injured doesn't mean they're out of it, unless there are gymnasts who can carry the team forward and help them qualify to Olympics. So let's talk about the countries. There are 4 categories. There is the the teams that have already qualified to Olympics. That's 1. 2 is the countries that I think could be safe from qualification. 3, the countries that I don't see qualified, and 4, the countries that I think might have a chance but might just struggle as well. Let's begin. I want to begin with the 3 countries that have already qualified. So with the USA, they have Simone Biles back in business, and it's going to be interesting to see how they can keep their lead. But Simone has a new vault that is yet to be named. If she can be successfully it will be named the Bows to. It's the Yurchenko double pipe, and it's very a difficult vault. She has had some success with it. She may have also had not such much success with it. But if she can do a clean vault, she's got USA and herself climbing up that scoreboard. And there's some fantastic gymnasts as well. They've got Charlize Jones, who has come back and proved herself to be a team player. There's also Leigh Wong, and also they have Justin Robertson, who has been a star this year. And finally, Sky Blakely. So I'm excited to see what they can do. Great Britain, my home country. I wasn't surprised that we all qualified last year, and it's really great to see him have that pressure off him. Like certain other countries, we have had a few injuries. We've had Jennifer Garderova taking the year off to recover. Becky Downey. Of course, she had a great start. Then trials didn't go well for her, and she had, of course, her little migraine issue. Get well soon, Becky. But, as I said, we've got Askanzilla, George May Fenton, triple floor European champion Jessica Rivera, Ondian Champo, and of course newcomer Ruby Evans, who competed at the Cupburst this year and is the British vault champion. I think these guys have got some potential here. I mean, I feel like if they do as well as they did last year, they'll stay in silver medal position. But they also have a bit of a situation. They have 3 gymnasts who might show 3 difficult vaults. Ruby Evans and Askins are obviously going for the Yamina. Jessica is going for Cheng. Now, I don't know if they will perform these vaults, but if they complete them successfully, they could add points to GB's total. But also, as people have said, and I will agree with them, that it is a risk, and some scores being similar to a GTY, a double twist in Yurchenko. That's also something to be concerned about. But also injuries. Ellie Downey in 2019, she did a Cheng qualification and an event final, and that ended up in a huge success for her. She didn't use it in the team final, which was very wise. I'm hoping that they do something similar here, because I feel like sometimes risking it might not be the best idea, but playing it safe and saving it for event finals. If so Ruby was to do 2 votes and was to make it, maybe use it there. Finally, but I do think GB's chances are pretty much certain, unless they have a major mistake. Finally, Canada. Now, Canada have a unique team of gymnasts. For example, they have Ellie Black back in it. Ellie is, of course, one of their best gymnasts. She made history in 2017 back at home. Also joining her for this competition, of course, is Cassie Lee, who competed at the Junior Worlds, and Ava Stewart, the Olympian, the 2021 Olympian, Rose Wu, yay, who was impressed at World Cups this year, and of course, Orly Tran is their last competitor, and she had success at the Pan Ams. I think they just need to stay solid and they'll make the team final again, but I don't think a medal is as certain as it was last year, but you never know. Never say never, and I'm excited to see what Canada can do. The 3 alternates for each team are Kayla Detel for the USA, Poppy Grace Stigler for Team GB, and for Canada, they have Frederick Scabosa. I want to talk about the gymnasts who have the potential of being safe to qualify. I'm going to start with place last year at the Worlds, Brazil. Now, they've got a strong team this year. They have Rebecca Andrade, they've got Joda Barça, who is the Brazilian national champion, Flavia Saraiva, Julia Saraiva, Caroline Pedro, and Lorraine Oliveira. But no Elton has been selected just yet at the time of call. They've definitely got some unique difficulty, especially with, of course, Rebecca and Flavia, that can help build towards a bronze medal. I just think they've got some potential to avoid what they did back in 2019. Just remain healthy, and then they should be safe to Paris, and maybe the chance of an historic medal. And I'm excited to see what they can do. Italy. Now, the European Champions of 2022 have also had a lot of injury setbacks once again for the second year in a row. Once again, Asia has had an ASL injury on vault, on the same vault that caused issue last year. Also, Georgia Villas has back problems and obviously has sat out of the competition. But what Italy have got is they've got European bar champion Alistair Matteo. They have European beam similar Malia Esposito. And they've also got fellow European champion Angela Adriani. And of course the European Bronze Medal for last year, 2022. They've also have world medalist Alicia. And they've got a newcomer who took silver at one of the World Cups earlier in Baku, Ariana Beladelli. And also the alternate is, of course, Veronica ready to step in. Definitely got a unique a team here. I think they'll probably qualify with ease. They just can't afford any more injuries because they definitely have a solid spot. I think they've fixed what they can use, who they can use actually in competition. Alice will give a good bar score. They've also got some good work on beam and on floor. It's interesting to see what's going to happen for them. Next, I want to talk about China. Now, China have some fantastic individual gymnasts. They've had some individual success. They haven't medalled since 2018 was the last time they've had some errors when it comes to the team final. However, in qualification, except last year, they have had some hits. They're like Brazil, they have an alternate yet to be said. But who they have is Wang Sufan, Wu Yushan, Kui Qian, Ru Ran, Zhang Qian, and Huang Shufan. And I think this is a very great spot from what they've got. Great squad for what they have. Wu Yushan obviously a fantastic all-round and talent on beam and also on floor. Ru Ran could be very useful to the team. Kui Qian's bars, if she hits, spectacular. And yeah, and also watch out for Zhang Qian, who did really well at the Asian Championship. I do think they've got a chance to be safely qualified. Finally, it's Japan, and of course, they've also had an injury problem. They lost Hazuki Watanabe, who was withdrawn to an ACL injury, and she was placed by Chiki Hataka. And also Jenim is, of course, the final team that I think is definitely going through is, of course, Japan. They've got Yuro Ashikawa, Kokoro Fukasawa, Jaki Hatata, Rina Kishi, Shoko Miyata, and the reserve is Ayaka Sakaguchi. Hazuki Watanabe was originally selected, but an ASL injury thought she put her out of competing, and she would have been attempting to defend her beam title from last year. Now, Japan definitely should be safe. I mean, last year I was a bit concerned for them, but they came in easily surprised, and I think they've got some fantastic talent, especially on beam, where they've had 2 world champions in 2 consecutive years. And in fact, they've got one of the best Ashikawa in the team. They'll do fine, and I think if they can just stay solid, then I think they will be going through, because they are very, very talented. There are a few countries that I don't think are going to make it to the Olympics, and I want to give them a mention. Sweden, Finland, Austria, Czechia, South Africa, Argentina, South Korea, Taiwan, and Spain. I feel bad because these guys all have talented teams and they deserve a huge shout. But unfortunately, if they had more difficulty, I think they would have a chance. But unfortunately, it's just sad to see these countries without a chance. And if they get more depth, then they may challenge in the future. But I just wanted to give them a huge shout and say, I'm still looking forward to seeing what they can do, and please support these teams because they are very, very talented. Finally, let's talk about the countries who are fighting for the last few spots. There are 8 in total who are fighting for a place that I think have a shot, but I just have some things setting them back. The first team I want to talk about is France. They also are yet to select an alternate, but who they have chosen is still very special. Marine Boyer, Lorette Jarpy, Melanie de Jesus dos Santos, Colleen Devilard, Jenna Leroy, and Morgan Osik Rama. These girls are very, very talented, and at the Paris World Cup, Melanie and Marine all took a gold medal. Melanie doing a double, and Colleen Devilard taking bronze. So I think with these guys, I think what sets them back is they haven't had the best competitions in, of course, months. They haven't been at their best since the 2019 edition, but they're still very, very talented. And of course, the situation with the Avoine Club with Caroline Hedwig, and then of course with Kelly Namor, and look where that's going to. That is obviously going to put a dent because they're very talented, and Melanie is a great all-rounder. Marine's good on beam, Colleen's a good vaulter, and then you've got Lorette Jarpy returning back on bars after that ASL injury from last year's Europeans. I just think if they can manage to get together, I think they'll do well. But it is still a concern for the French gymnasts because they are very talented and they don't deserve the backlash. But I'll see, and we'll see what happens. Next on the list, of course, is the Netherlands. Okay, now, the reason I'm concerned is because it is the first subdivision, and I do worry for them, and that's a huge concern. But the team they've got is still very big. Eva Forsautier, Vera Van Poel, Senna Veerman, Naomi Visser, and Sam Weavers. Their alternate is Tisha Volman. Great team here. Of course, they've had some fantastic results, but I think a few people have raised a valid concern. Should they be using their veterans all the time? That is still a big concern. And I think even if they do qualify, it does raise a concern going forward into the next quad. But these guys are very talented. Sam Weavers, of course, European champion, and then Naomi Visser is very consistent. Senna Veerman did make the bars final last year at Worlds, but I still think this squad is very unique and talented. My next squad I want to talk about, of course, people are going to be surprised by this, but Mexico. Pauline Campos, Natalia Escarra, Cassandra Lusla, Alexa Morena, Atsi Sandoval, and their alternate is Grace Viceno. Now, Mexico finished second at the Pan American Championships earlier this year, beating Canada and Brazil, who have sent weaker teams, but they've got potential to qualify as a team. If they can do what they did in the qualification round at Pan Am's and stay in the top 12, I think they could go, because they've got a good vault in Alexa Morena. Natalia is also very strong. They have a great floor worker in Cassandra Lusla, and they're just talented gymnasts, and I think they're ones to watch. Hungary. Now, I would have put Hungary as category regardless of what happened with Zofia Kovac, because even if they had Zofia Kovac before injury, they still probably might be like a potential struggle on hands, but they're still very, very talented. This squad is, of course, Seng Bakse, Leigh Sifra, Greta Maria, Zoya Zetli, Nicola Solagi, and they're yet to confirm a new alternate. But yeah, now without Zofia Kovac due to an AS injury, they might have a bit of a struggle, but they're still a very solid team to watch, especially Zoya Zetli on bars, Greta Maria, Seng Bakse on vault. I still won't count them out, but I'll be interested to see what happens next. Next, of course, is Belgium. Now, they've had a shock to the system. They've had Nina Well injured, Lisa Vane's been ill, and they've now left with Marius Rosat, Fiona Ingalls, Erica Pinkston, Yella Toller, Joseph Hess, and their alternate is Margot Dante. And they're at home, so they'll probably get support from the home crowd. But yeah, it is a bit of concern where they stand, but you know, you never know. They could end up doing very, very well or missing out. But I still say watch out for Belgium because they've got Mercer, who's really great on beam. Same with Fiona Ingalls. Joseph Hess is a talent for, and I'm interested to see what Erica and Yale can do. Australia, of course, is next on the list. Now, they've had some pretty good results. Last year they finished top 12, so that puts them in a good position. They've got Georgia Goodwin, Kate McDonald, Ruby Pass, Brianna Scott, Emily Whitehead, and of course the alternate is Macy Pagoli. I would like to add that Mila Brown was originally reserved, but she injured her ACL in Paris when she was competing there at the Paris World Cup. Now, they've got some good team players. They've got Georgia Goldwyn, who's great all around, Kate McDonald, and Brianna Scott are very good on being. Ruby Pass is very talented on floor, and Emily Whitehead is obviously really great on 4-on-4. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with them, because I think they could easily surprise and get into the Olympics. The next squad I want to talk about is Germany. Now, they have lost Elizabeth Seitz. Elizabeth Seitz has withdrawn from Wales as she has an Achilles tendon injury. What is going on? And they've got Melanie John, Leah Marie Quaz, Pauline Silver, Corinne Sommer, and Severus, and they're yet to select an alternate. They originally selected Emma Malowski, but she had an ankle injury that placed her out of Worlds. They originally did win a competition against the Romanian Worlds team. However, with Emma now out, I have a feeling they might miss out on qualification, but I don't know. I like Hungary. I wouldn't count them out, but I feel they're going to miss out. The final team that I think might have a chance of qualifying is, of course, Romania. At the Europeans, this squad did very, very well. They finished 5th and made multiple finals. They've yet to select the alternate, but they've got Anna Barbosa, Lilia Kosman, Amalie Gigota, Ella Oprea, Andrew Peter, and Sabrina Foyer. This is the best squad they've had in years, and I think if they can get it together, avoid the meltdown bars, hit their beams, then they're going to be going to the Olympics no matter what. I just think there's so many great gymnasts on the team. I mean, Anna's really great all around. Sabrina's a good 4-on-4 specialist. And Amalie Gigota is good on beam and also on honor. And also Andrea could contribute. So watch out for Romania, because if they get together, they're going to the Olympics. That's what I think about Olympic qualification at the Shears World Championships. What do you think will happen? Who would you like to see qualify? Comment in the comments section down below, or on X, Facebook, on Instagram at Lisa YT. I'd love to hear from you. Get well soon to all injured athletes, and we know you'll come back even better. Please stick around for Road to Paris and of course World's coverage. I'm going to be doing a few videos on this, including a revamp of gymnastics results, which is quite popular on the channel, and I appreciate you guys watching them, and I love doing them every time because I know you guys love them and it makes me happy. See you next time for another video. Bye.